Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far and I hope you had a fabulous Christmas. I know I had the most amazing family Christmas ever. For me, my little boy is 3 this year and I feel like it's the first Christmas where he, as well as my little girl who is 5, have really been super excited, you know, have written out their little Christmas list so they know what they've asked for. They've been brave enough to go and see Santa, so we really did like the whole Christmas bit to full effect with both babies this year, which just was incredibly special. Like, I was more excited for this Christmas than any Christmas of my whole life by some way. So I had an amazing Christmas. I hope you guys did as well if you celebrate Christmas. So I thought I would share with you some of the bits that I got as Christmas prezzies, some of the stuff that I have received in PR and some stuff that I have just picked up in the sales since Christmas. I haven't even put makeup on since Christmas Day. I have been on like a full makeup YouTube break. I'm still kind of staying out of my comments until the new year is kind of out of the way. Probably another week or so of me just kind of chilling off of YouTube a bit because my daughter is off school and we're just enjoying some family time. But I did want to get this video up and share with you my Christmas haul. So there was lots of sales just after Christmas, so I got a little bit of a cult beauty haul to share with you, and I also did a little dig around to my TK Maxx and found a couple of treasures there. So let's start off with my actual Christmas gifts. Now I didn't really get a lot of like beauty and makeup stuff this year for Christmas because, as you may have noticed, if I want something makeup beauty related throughout the year, I just buy it. There's not a lot of stuff that I'm kind of willing to wait for months until Christmas comes. So yeah, my family tends to steer fairly clear of like makeup for Christmas because they know I've probably already bought it, or I've decided I didn't want it. So there's only a few things, but they are amazing things. So the first thing is this Bobbi Brown eye cream. This is the eye repair cream, the extra version. It is mega expensive and I've never really for that reason wanted to buy it before because I'm really happy with the Clinique eye cream I've used and various others, so I've never really felt like I needed to spend that amount of money on an eye cream. But if my husband wants to, that's none of my business. So this wasn't really a Christmas present. My husband picked this up at the airport just before Christmas in duty free. There's a few pounds off in duty free for me to try. What I will say, I've been using this for like a couple of weeks now. I'm not really sure that you're going to be able to see, but it is the thickest cream I've ever used in my life. So you really use the tiniest amount, like you just sort of wipe your finger on rather than actually digging product out, and that will do your whole eye area. So I do think, and that's what I've read from the reviews, that this is one of those investment purchases that it's probably going to last you a good like 6 months if not more using it twice a day. So yeah, I've been really enjoying it. It feels incredibly hydrating under the eye. Yeah, so far so good. Can't really report back on whether it's kind of affected my lines and things like that because it's too soon as far as skincare, because it's only been, like I said, like a week or so of really using it. But I will keep you posted on how I get on with that one. A couple of little stocking fillers I got. So this is the MAC Prep and Prime Skin Refined Zone. This is from MAC and it's like a oil control type of primer. I heard my friend Mel rave about this one. As I know you guys know, I get a very oily nose. Pretty much everywhere else is fairly normal, but my nose does get really oily a lot of the time. This is designed to keep oil at bay throughout the day. So I haven't really had a lot of time. I've put it on today, but obviously I've only had my makeup done, you know, an hour or so. So I can't fully, again, report back. But I do like it. I had no problems with makeup going on over the top of it. It definitely, you know, as soon as I put it on, my nose was like matte. Like you could just see it against my natural skin with no makeup on the top. My nose was fully mattified. So I have high hopes for this. I know Mel raves about it. So I'm really hoping this is going to see a reduction in how shiny my nose gets throughout the day. And then I got one of these Charlotte Tilbury Superstar lips. This is like my favourite everyday go-to lip formula. I have lots of these. I think this is my 4th one, and this is the shade Glow Kiss, and it's like a ever so slightly peachy nude. It's very much a case of like Your Lips but better. These, it's a very hydrating formula, absolutely perfect for every day, for just popping in your handbag, because it keeps your lips smooth, hydrated, very natural looking, very light, don't need a mirror to apply it. I love these. I think they're really underrated as far as makeup products go, and this is my 4th one, and I love all of them. They're definitely my go-to to whack in my handbag for like an easy everyday. Next up, every year my sister gets me a beauty blender set, because it's just one of those things, beauty blenders. I use a beauty blender every single time I do my makeup, can't live without them, but hate buying them because they're just an annoying, unexciting thing to spend your money on. Same goes for the solid cleanser, which I love, but again, a really unexciting thing to spend your money on. So this is the, what's the set called? The Beauty Blender Dripping in Diamonds set. You get 2 blenders and 2 solid cleansers. I absolutely love getting these for Christmas because they're just the cutest little box sets, a really nice little gift, and I just every year I like that will last me then until the middle of the year without having to buy either of those things, so that is a bonus. And next up, one of my favourite presents was this little set from Drunk Elephant. This is, I think it's the Midi Committee, this set is called. So it has their cleanser, the Slay Makeup Melting Cleanser, so it's like a step 1 cleanser, and this little mini booster that is like a scrub that you can add into this. My absolute favourite skincare product of all time, the Passioni Retinol Creme. It's got their Hydra serum, very popular serum. I don't think I have had a sample of this before, but I've never really tried it, you know, fully tried it. And then this is their Proteini like moisturizing cream. So a really amazing set, because there's something in here. There's basically a whole skincare routine in here, and lots of things I have never tried. The only one I've tried properly is the retinol, which I know I love, and they're all a really decent midi size, plus they come in this really cute little drawer. Love it. Then my sister got me like a joke present, which, I mean, she said it was a joke, but it actually like fully made my Christmas. And that's this little Beauty Blender washing machine. Have you seen these online? I haven't used this yet because, like I said, I haven't really done my makeup yet, but I am flipping desperate to try this. I've seen this all over like Instagram and stuff. Who knows what's gonna happen, but I am excited to try it, let me tell you. So you put, I think you put like water in here, your Beauty Blender goes in the middle, and then you like turn it on. It's got no batteries in it, and it is like a washing machine for your beauty blender, and I can't tell you how excited I am to give this a try because it's just the cutest thing of life. I also got another stocking filler in the Cerave Hydrating Cleanser, which I asked for because that's the kind of thing that I'm really lazy about buying, but you can't live without. I was using the Smoothing HA, I think that's what it's called, SHA, something about that. Cleanser, and this is the hydrating cleanser for normal to dry skin. Yeah, but I like to use, other than my retinol, I like to use hydrating stuff in the evening, because I feel like I'm using retinols, I may be using AHA, BHAs, I may have done a really, you know, strong clay mask, so everything else I just like to keep it hydrating. So I thought I'd give this one a try next. And then last but not least, for the beauty gifts, this palette holder storage situation. This is by ByAllegory. I don't know how you pronounce that, ByAllegory, I don't know, but they are like the sort of biggest maker of acrylic makeup storage on Amazon. I've got lots of their storage. It's always very, very beautiful. It always does the job perfectly. Everything is made to fit makeup, everything is the right size, and I love this. I immediately put all of my eyeshadow palettes in here that I use, and it's just the perfect number. There's 10 slots, so this kind of fits all of my kind of mainly used eyeshadow palettes. So it's got my 2 Natasha Denona palettes, 5 ABH palettes, both my Pat McGraths, and a Huda Beauty. I think that's the 10. And this just sits on my side, and it's just perfect. These come out, so if you wanted to use this for face palettes or something, maybe palettes that are just a bit thicker, then you can completely tailor it to however many and the size of them so that they'll fit in. But every one of those palettes I mentioned fit in perfectly. If you wanted to put in like the Chloe Malika face palette, that is too fat to go in here, but like I said, you can just completely tailor it. So I absolutely love this, and this is the sort of thing I always ask for at Christmas, because again, it's stuff that you love and enjoy, and will really make a lot of use out of, but it's more of a practical type of purchase, which is the sort of stuff that I don't mind waiting until Christmas to get, if you know what I mean. So as I said, I went to TK Maxx, I think just after Christmas, or was it just before Christmas? I can't remember. The last week or so, who even knows what day it is at this point. But I went in there, that's why it was either Christmas Eve or the day before Christmas Eve, because I went for stocking fillers. I suddenly had a mad dash when I realised, when I wrapped all my stocking fillers for my kids, that one pile, although they're like pretty much the same value, someone had a much bigger pile than someone else, and let me tell you, it's not acceptable. You can't do it. I just don't need that kind of ag on Christmas Day. So I was like, quickly did a mad dash to TK Maxx to find a couple of things to whack in a stocking, and obviously had to have a little browse around the makeup section. So the first thing that I forgot to bring in here actually is that I bought a set of reusable metal straws. I've been looking for these. I know this might not be very exciting to anybody else, but I was excited, let me tell you. I've been looking for them for a long time. They're everywhere, but I wanted ones that will go in the dishwasher and that came with a little case, like a little pencil case, something to go in my bag, so that they're not going to get all minging when I take them about my person, you know. I don't want to put a wet slimy straw into my handbag, and I also don't want that straw coming out covered in pencil shavings and God knows what else is even in there. So I wanted them to come with a little case, and that I haven't been able to find, but when I went into TK Maxx that day, there was about 300 of them. So I got a really nice set, and they have changed my life, let me tell you. I take them everywhere. My kids love them. Nowadays you buy a slush puppy for somebody with a cardboard straw, and let me tell you, if I buy a slush puppy for my kids, very, very occasionally they are allowed them, and they get a cardboard straw, and these people will take an hour and a half to drink that. So I have to take like 20 and continually replace them as they dissolve into nothing. Now, whack one of these metal straws in, we're good for the day. No more worries. So the first thing I found in TK Maxx, actually, I tell a lie, I didn't find this in TK Maxx. I ordered it from TK Maxx online. This is the Becca blush, Luminous blush in Tigerlily, which I think has like been discontinued now. But I've been after it for ages. It popped up on the TK Maxx website, so I ordered it. It arrived very quickly. It was in perfect condition, sealed. Generally not the case if you actually go into the store. So this is a gorgeous luminous orange blush. It reminds me a little bit of a more pigmented, slightly more luminous version of Maxx Modern Mandarin, which is one of my absolute all-time favourites. It's absolutely gorgeous, and it's luminous enough that it looks luminous on your cheek, but it's not glittery or shimmery once you work it in, if that makes sense. It's just beautiful. Absolutely love it. Now, the one thing I did find, before I tell you any more lies, is the Anastasia powder bronzer in the shade Rich Amber. There it is. This was $9.99. Sorry, that blush was also $9.99. A bargain. Both of these absolute bargains. Again, this was brand new, untouched, all sealed, and like I said, this was actually in the store. It's the bronzer I've got on today. Quickly made a grab for top spot of bronzer. When I looked at it in the pan, it looked exactly like my other shade, which is called Saddle, but actually on the cheeks, this one is much more of a warm bronzer. Same perfect gorgeous finish, beautiful like natural skin-like finish, same gorgeous blendability, like you can literally use the smallest amount and it just blends out. They're very pigmented, but because they're so blendable, it's not a problem. You can just, you know, keep blending and it will never screw you. It will never play you for a fool and leave you looking muddy. It's just, I love this formula. Yeah, so to find that $9.99 was a treat, let me tell you. Yeah, and I think this one suits me more in the winter. I think in the winter I become more of a like classic warm tone kind of, whereas in the summer I go very olive, very brown, undertone wise, and less sort of yellow or in that real warm, classic warm category. I have no, like, it's not yellow at all. My undertone completely changes, much more sort of bronze, golden, olive toned. So I feel like a warmer bronzer suits me better in the winter. In the summer I have to use cooler tones, but cooler tones in the winter look a bit grey on me. So this is much better for me now than I think Saddle is as we're in the winter. Oh, by the way, this was a Christmas present as well, this beautiful body. It's a body from Free People that my mama bought me. So that was very generous. I'm loving it. It properly stays off the shoulder as well. So I find like a lot of these, you're constantly pulling them back off, whereas this one just stays where it's meant to be. And I appreciate that. So next up, I got a package from Refre just yesterday, I think, of some new brushes. So I have obviously talked about Refre brushes before. I've got lots of their brushes. These are kind of the final versions, because I think a lot of the brushes I had before were their prototypes, or, you know, brushes that were one of the ones that they were considering for their final one. So it was very tricky because I'd be using a brush in a tutorial and my numbers are not the same as the permanent brush numbers because they were prototype versions rather than the final brush. So these are all the final brushes, so I can finally tell you the number of the brush I'm using. I'm particularly excited about this one. This is the P22, which is the only prototype one of the bundle that they sent, and this is their giant bronzer brush, and I'm mega excited to try this one because it just looks amazing. Huge, fat, so fluffy and soft. My god, I wish you could feel this through the screen because it is flippin' soft, and I am desperate to whack that on my cheeks. This is all of these have longer handles as well. These are all the shiny black handle and the silver ferrule, and the length of the handles on these is beautiful, much longer than the ones I had from them before. So they feel very light and feel very elegant in the hand. A really beautiful like hold of the brush, like everything just feels really soft and gives you like that soft blend. Really excited about these eye brushes. This is definitely number 12. It's definitely a brush I was missing from Refre. Like this is the perfect brush for me to do like a halo eye, which you guys know I love a halo eye. It's like my go-to for a glam look. And this is the perfect size to do like in on corner, like making of the halo. So that is gorgeous. A couple of beautifully crafted blending brushes that I know are going to be staples in my collection. That's 15 and 16. And then some real minis. This one, number 13, looks perfect for under the eye. Absolute gem. 13 and 14 are very similar. 13 is just a bit shorter with the bristles, and then 14's got a longer taper, so it's going to be a softer application, whereas 13 is going to be a bit more controlled. This is like my absolute dream concealer brush. I know I've shown you this one before, number 17. This has just got a longer handle than the one that I have, so I'm excited to try that. And again, number 20, I've had their fan brush before. This one has a longer handle. I don't know if there's any other difference, I can't quite tell yet because I haven't used it, but again, a longer handle is going to give you a softer application, more gentle, which is something I love for highlight. So I'm mega excited to try these out and really grateful that Refre sent me these. It was like a second Christmas when they arrived, let me tell you. And now I did a little Cult Beauty haul. So I'll show you what I got. Now Cult Beauty were doing a 20% off over £100 spent, so I had like a whole load of stuff that I had saved up that I wanted to pick up. So with 20% off, I decided now was the time. I picked up a Benefit brow gel. This is the mini size, so I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or not. I ran out of my Morphe brow gel, wanted to try a different one, and I know lots of people rave about this one, so I thought I'd give that one a try. I picked up two Patrick Tar blushes. One I've already whacked on my cheeks today. This is the shade She's Adorable. Yes, and this is like this sort of peachy, glowy, luminous blush. Already obsessed with it. And then I also picked up She's Seductive. So I will show you these. The packaging of these blushes, let me tell you, is something else. I can't, yeah, here she comes, here she is. It is stunning, glorious, just the most elegant, beautiful. It's got that gorgeous sort of rose gold type of tone to it. Everything's mirrored and like flippant. Like I could use this actually as a mirror. It's very reflective. And then it's got a very softly embossed Patrick Ta blush on the front. Huge big mirror, really nice size pan. If you are a makeup artist, you can see that you very easily be able to depop this out of here if that's something that you'd want to do. So this is the shade She's Seductive, and this is, I think, their deepest blush, and it's a kind of mauvey toned like brown, and it's supposed to be a matte finish. And then She's Adorable, which is the shade that I have on my cheeks now, is much more luminous. I think they're all said to have the same finish, but She's Adorable is definitely more of a glow to it on the cheeks, and you can see as soon as you look in the pan, you can see it's definitely got some sort of shimmer in there. So this is She's Adorable. So let me swatch these for you. What I will say is if you have these or you pick these up, they are very soft blushes. So if you like want a really heavy blush application, you can certainly get there, you can certainly get it, but they are very buildable, so they're perfect for if you're a bit heavy-handed like me. So here is She's Adorable and She's Seductive. But yeah, they I mean, you can see here plenty of pigment in there. I've done a heavy swatch there, but there's plenty of pigment, but you can easily use them very, very lightly with just a soft bit of a tap in there. You can use them as lightly or build them up as much as you want, which is what I absolutely love in a blush. I don't want to, you know, go in too heavy and then be screwed and look like a clown. I want to be able to build up as much as I want, and I love these buildable formulas. Just slightly turn my lights down here so you can see She's Adorable and She's Seductive. So hopefully you can see that She's Adorable has a much more of like a sheeny finish, whereas She's Seductive does just look like a very sort of natural matte type finish. I also picked up one of his lip creams. I've been desperate to try all this stuff by Patrick Ta, and I've only just really got round to it. I think it was like kind of sold out for a long time when it first came out, so it's taken a while to like get my mitts on it. So this is the shade She's Confident, and it's what I've got on my lips right now. I flipping love this formula. So it's a liquid lip, but it doesn't dry down, so it stays like kind of how you would first put a liquid lip on. It's not glossy, it's a cream type of finish. It is pretty matte, it looks pretty matte on the lips. It's certainly not a glossy finish, it's not a gloss. It is like a liquid lip that doesn't dry down, so it doesn't really dry out. On my lips, I feel like they look so smooth. It's got loads of pigment in there. I really want to pick up some more shades of this. They just feel so comfortable, like nothing on the lips, but they, you know, also aren't so sticky and wet of a finish that they're going to transfer a lot. So I feel like this is a perfect kind of everyday work lip. Absolutely love it. It has a very strong minty scent, so if you hate mint or don't like that sort of minty scent in lip products, there's no tingle. I don't think they're plumping, but there is a powerful minty scent when you put them on, so bear that in mind if that's not something you enjoy. And then, speaking of minty tingles, I picked up a Buxom Full Force Plumping lipstick. I've got this in another shade, I think Triple Threat, I think is the other shade, and that is like a perfect nude for me in summer, but I wanted a lighter nude for right now, and this is the shade Boss. Let's see where I can put this. This is a bit, I made a right mess of this. So this is a bit of a lighter nudie shade, you can see it just here, but you know, kind of similar I guess to the shade I've got on now, but a bit darker. I love these, they are very plumping. I find them very smoothing and I find they give you a really nice juicy, full, plump, smooth, luscious lip. Yeah, and I've really been missed because the one that I have is just a bit dark for me wearing every day because it's just a bit too punchy for what I'm looking for, whereas this one is like a much nicer, like softer nude for me to wear on an everyday basis. So I think that is it. I've got a couple of samples in here. I had a proteiny Drunk Elephant sample and an Algenist mask. I always try to get masks when I choose samples because, you know, for skincare you're not really going to get a good idea of, you know, a moisturiser or a serum if you've got one use of it, whereas a mask you can get a decent facial out of there, so you know, treat yourself. And now, hot off the flippin' press, because it's just literally come through my door. This is exciting, guys. This is breaking news right now. That's what this is. This is, imagine if this is not what I thought it was going to be. the disappointment would be real. So this is, the packaging in here is ridiculous. So I got this little mascara set from Look Fantastic in the sale. These sets are everywhere at a ridiculous price, a frankly disgusting price. This was, I think, £15–16 on Look Fantastic. It's reduced pretty much everywhere, and there are lots of different versions. So this is the Lancome Hypnose, and this is the classic Lancome Hypnose, the original. And then it comes with 3 minis, so Hypnose Drama, Hypnose Volume Porter, and Hypnose Doll Eyes. So you get 3 sort of travel size mascaras and 1 full size for like £5 less than just the full size would be. What a deal. What a deal. So yeah, I picked myself up one of these. I'm completely out of mascara. Literally, I had to go with like a dry dregs of an end of a mascara this morning, and so this is just in the nick of time. But this is one of the most exciting things that I saw in the sale because the price is insane, and there's lots of different sets if you don't like this particular mascara, but I've just really been wanting to properly try out all of these mascaras. So for me, this set was like a dream, and the price, I'm frankly appalled. So I think that is everything. I think that's everything. Just looking around, anything else here? My squash, that's, you know. You'll see my array of Christmas cards with my little boy. In fact, my little boy made both of these, and then my daughter did this drawing. So, you know, they'll be keeping them there until March, probably, as long as my Christmas decorations. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little haul slash gift showing off session. Please let me know in the comments down below what you guys got for Christmas, or if you picked something up in the sales since Christmas. I would love to know. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next one. Take care for now. Bye 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 bye.